Hi, thank you for joining us on this episode of Sports Bets for Free. My name is Scott Jenkins, your host, just a local sports bettor here in Phoenix, Arizona. And hopefully today with our picks and your picks, it'll be another profitable day for you. Monday Night Football, Week 3 NFL slate. 2 games tonight to go through. First one, Eagles-Bucks. Currently 5-point favorite for the Eagles in Tampa Bay. Total of around 45. There's one thing I probably believe in more than anything else when betting on the NFL, and that is home dog Monday night. I don't know why. It's 2-0-1 this season. It just seems to work out that way. Even though I think the Eagles are a better team, but they haven't played well offensively yet, I don't believe. And the Bucks are coming up with ways to win games. So we are going to take the Bucks tonight. We did grab them already earlier, I believe Friday at plus 5.5. We also like the Bucks over 9.5 team total the first half. Bucks over 19.5 team total for the game. Rachaad White over 49.5 rush yards. And then the Jalen Hurts anytime touchdown because there's no bigger ball hog in the red zone and they call way too many quarterback runs. Now, I really don't have any other props for Philly just because on the road, Philly's offense normally not fantastic. Definitely better at home, as most teams are. But I don't know if they're going to run the ball with which running back's going to get it, which wide receiver's going to get it today. I mean, normally on the road, A.J. Brown sees a few more targets than maybe Devontae Smith does. But also the Tampa Bay defense is not horrid by any stretch. So we'll run through that first game with you one more time. Bucks plus the 5.5. I'm not taking first quarter or first half. They could be down and then come back and cover this number. Bucks over the 19.5 team total. Bucks over 9.5 team total first half. We do like Rachaad White, though, over 49.5 rush yards. And Jalen Hurts anytime touchdown, which would be receiving or rushing, not passing, as well on that particular one. Next game up is going to be Rams-Bengals. Joe Burrow questionable. The lines came down. The Rams have been much better than we anticipated. I don't know if they win the game, but I did like the +3, so we did that. We do like quite a few bets though in this Rams particular game. So Rams over 9.5 team total first half. Rams over 20.5 team total for the game. Rams plus a half first quarter and first half, and then we did grab it at +3. I know the lines moved down to 2. Puka Nacua over 63.5 receiving yards. I can see that's went way up as well. Stafford over 254.5 pass yards. And Nacua anytime touchdown as he's not scored yet. That's about the only thing the kid hasn't done. I think he's got 25 catches for damn near 300 yards in the first 2 weeks of his career. So we'll run through this again for you. Rams over 9.5 team total first half. Rams over 20.5 team total. Rams plus a half first quarter, first half, and +3 for the game. Nacua over 63.5 receiving yards. Stafford over 254 passing yards. And Nacua anytime touchdown. Best bet will also be coming out of the Philly Bucks game. Jalen Hurts anytime touchdown because I've never seen anybody get their number called as much as he does in the red zone. So it's pretty crazy. So I did want to go into, we'll kind of run through what happened on Sunday as well. Just wanted to kind of give you the bets early. Obviously, the Dolphins look like, world beaters after putting up, I don't know how you give up 70 points. Eventually, wouldn't you just put in like 8 defensive backs? And I thought this Denver defense, they tout about how good they are. They've sucked. They gave up 30-plus points to the Commanders. They gave up at home. They gave up 70 points to the Dolphins. They gave up 17 week 1 to the Raiders to absolutely blow. So I thought this defense was supposed to be a strength. It definitely is not. So I don't know if they really have a strength, to be honest with you. And then we get into the Lions. It was kind of, we didn't expect Atlanta to score much, but I expected the Lions to score quite a bit more. So that one was kind of little telltale there. Ravens, I thought the offense was supposed to be completely different with the new offensive coordinator. I don't know about you guys, but this looked like the same old Ravens shit that I've seen. How do you lose to the Colts at home? How? How do you go to overtime? Put the team away. Quit being conservative and try to. I love this 6-minute shit where they go, oh, we're just going to run it out. Well, guess what happens? You play conservative, you get a 3rd and 6, and you miss, and all of a sudden you're stuck. And then you got to go play defense again. Let's let the weapons go. Zay Flowers. I mean, did they throw him more than a 3-yard out? Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews used to be able to go down the field. Now Mark Andrews is a target for 3 yards and in. I thought this offense was supposed to be better. They ran the ball effectively, no question about it. Lamar, Gus Edwards, those guys ran the ball. But where's the down the field shit? It's really easy to defend you if they don't have to worry about anybody going past 10 yards. That was crazy. And the one that was even, 2 more games that are crazier. It's hard to believe. As Eliminator and Survivor picks were just absolutely getting destroyed yesterday. The Jaguars lost to the Texans by 20. How embarrassing is that? How do you give up 30? They play so sloppy once again like they did against the Colts. The Colts sucked that bad, so they win that game. Then they turn around. They couldn't get any offense going, but defensively they played great against the Chiefs. 17, I mean, they only lost by 8, 17-9. If the offense could have put anything together. Trevor Lawrence, MVP candidate, my ass. Everybody talks about how bad Justin Fields looks, which we're going to get to in a minute. But Trevor Lawrence looks just as bad. I do not know what they're doing. Doug Peterson has to be pulling his hair out. But they are turning the ball over at an alarming rate. And not only, that just lets that defense that's not that great to begin with, let's be honest, that's not the strength of their team is the defense. It's anytime sudden change like that, big momentum swing, offense gets on the field, of course they're going to score. Unless you have a world-class defense, right? I mean, even a world-class defense is going to get scored on at that point on those sudden change. They have got to clean up the turnovers dramatically. And then Calvin Ridley, after a monster week 1, has disappeared weeks 2 and 3. I didn't expect them to have a big week 2. I knew they were going to go after Christian Kirk more just because that's what Christian Kirk didn't get any catches. He wasn't bitching, but you got to get him involved. You paid him a lot of money as well. So expected that, but expected week 3 for them to be able to find Calvin Ridley. 3 catches for 40 yards? Come on. That Jags team should be absolutely embarrassed by getting beat by the Texans at home by 20. 20! 3 scores! And it was more than that. It was absolutely embarrassing. And then we'll get into the more embarrassing, which is called the Vikings. Staley tried to give them this game multiple times. The Vikings refused to take it. It was like they were having the Caleb Williams Bowl. And you know what I mean? Like the Vikings, oh no, we don't want to win. Vikings, do me a favor. Trade Cousins. Get a second or third rounder for him. Move on with life. Because obviously you have no interest in winning at all. Like, Cousins is getting hit like mad crazy. Guys are dropping balls. Alexander Madison, I apologize that you got all this racist hate mail or whatever the hell's going on up there. But catch the ball! How many drop passes do you have to have, Madison? How many fumbles do you have to have, Madison? I don't care if you're black, white, green, blue, red, whatever. Doesn't make a difference to me. What does make a difference is that you hold on to the ball and you catch the ball. That's what I'm looking at. Absolutely nuts. Anyway, Justin Jefferson does what Justin Jefferson does, though, and gets his, makes his. And I'll be really honest, if I'm the Vikings, I might just blow it all up and see if I can get 2 firsts and a third for Justin or more. Somebody might pay it. I mean, realistically. He's probably a once in a generation, like very few players once every 10 years type of wide receiver. I'd probably pay it. So, absolutely insanity on that one there. Then we'll get into the next insane game of the day, which is called Cowboys-Cardinals in Arizona. And there was more Cowboys fans there than anything. And you're a 12.5, 13-point favorite, and you lose by 12. Your defense gives up over 20-plus points to a pathetic Cardinals offense. They ran the ball up and down the field. Absolutely insane. I can't believe what I watched. It was so bad that I had to go watch the Chiefs, who I love, immediately up 31-0. Go watch that particular game because that game was so bad. Oh, my God. Pollard did his. Dak did what he normally does, which is throw a pick, especially when they're behind, because they are a front-running effing team if I've ever seen one. Fantastic when they got the lead, horrible when they don't. So they cannot come from behind on anything. So if they don't, like if you're watching, the best way to bet the Cowboys is if they got the lead in the first quarter, then just keep piling it on because they'll probably win. If they're behind in the first quarter, bet the hell against them the whole damn game. Unreal. How do you lose to the Cardinals? The Cardinals, the worst team in football. Not only did you lose, you got smoked. And your defense, that was supposed to be world class and the best that anybody's ever seen, got smoked. It was an embarrassment. Absolute embarrassment. It's the only way you can phrase this game. I mean, there was some embarrassing performances. The Ravens game, the Jags game, and the Vikings piss-poured it away. And then this Cowboy team absolutely just pissing away a game. That's the reason why you won't be the number one seed. That's the reason why you won't get all the games at home. Because Philly will figure out a way to win that game. San Francisco will figure out a way to win that game when you just pissed it away. Dan Quinn's supposed to be the best defensive coordinator ever. What happened to your defense? Unbelievable. And really, CeeDee Lamb all of a sudden isn't open and we got to throw it 96 times to Michael Gallup? Give me a break. Absolute embarrassment by the Cowboys. I don't want to hear any smack coming out of the Cowboys' mouth against anybody the rest of the season after that embarrassment. Chiefs, on the other hand, defense looked really good. They messed with Fields all day long. Patrick Mahomes doesn't even have to play basically the second half. Absolute domination in that particular game. Not a shocker there. Expected him to win big. Didn't expect him to win that big. Expected him to win by 2 touchdowns, but not 4. And then the Seahawks. And boy, if you watch the Seahawks, if you're a Seahawks fan, you gotta pull your hair out most of the day. Geno Smith is a below average quarterback, but somehow figures out ways to make stuff happen. But man, he misses a lot of stuff. Kenneth Walker, big day. DK Metcalf, big day. Not a shocker there. Steelers did what the Steelers do, and that's beat bad teams. And the Raiders are a bad team, no question about it. They just beat bad teams. So nothing you can do there. That's pretty much normal on that one there. So, and then tonight, like I said, we get into the Bucks, Eagles, and then we get into, Rams, Bengals. I hope Burrow's okay. Really love watching Burrow play, even though he's beating my Chiefs up a little bit. But he's fun to watch when he's healthy. You can just tell he's definitely not healthy at the moment. So I did want to thank you guys for joining us on this episode of Sports Bets for Free Monday Night Football and my rant over the Sunday games. If the Cowboys just win and don't cover, that's one thing. But to get beat by 2 touchdowns, basically, is embarrassing. It's like the Ravens, if they win and don't cover. Jags, if they win and don't cover. That stuff happens. What shouldn't happen is what happened on Sunday. And those teams really need to look hard in the mirror. And the Bears, if they don't find a coordinator better than Luke Getsy and whatever shit he's trying to run for Justin Fields, how did this kid look so dynamic last year and look so piss poor this year? They supposedly improved. I mean, they hit DJ Moore late. I don't understand why we couldn't get something to DJ Moore earlier in the game. It seems like every time he touches the ball on a drive, it ends up in points. I don't know why why he's not getting 15 targets a game like Justin Jefferson or some of these high-end receivers. I don't understand how you're not lining up everything for him. The running game is non-existent. Herbert, Johnson, doesn't matter. They can't run the ball. The offensive line is piss poor at best. I think a lot of these teams, what they need to realize is piss poor offensive line work. The Jets, for example, piss poor offensive line. That costs you more than anything. If you can't protect the quarterback, if you can't run block, it's hard to get an offense going. I mean, that's why the Chiefs spend so much money on the offensive line. That's why good teams spend a bunch of money on the O-line. They just do. I mean, the Chargers have tried to, but unfortunately their coach gets in the way with his dumbass decisions. They've upgraded that offensive line every year, trying to make sure that they protect their franchise quarterback and can run the ball. I think a lot of teams need to look and go, man, we need offensive linemen and we need a ton of them. And guess what? When we got 10, go get 5 more and see if they can make the team. Because you need depth there as well. Those guys do get hurt. They got people going at their legs all the time, all that kind of stuff. So, like I mentioned before, I did want to thank you for watching the show. And then also make sure you do check out the comments section. There is going to be a link to the Google Sheet, which will have all of our bets, past, present, future, that we've got going on. If you do get into the Google Sheets, there are going to be 4, just to give you a heads up. Sheet 1 is football last year. Sheet 2, baseball this year. Sheet 3, football this year. And then Sheet 4 is also going to be basketball. We have a few win totals and futures that we've already placed, so we wanted to make sure you had those early as well. So make sure you get a chance to check that out when you get some time. And as always, if you could subscribe and get notifications to the YouTube channel, that'll give you our bets first. You'll get all that information first to give you plenty of time to match them up with your bets and give you plenty of time to see which ones that you love, give you a little bit more confidence. Definitely head into that betting app or betting window when you go place your bets to make some money. I did want to thank everybody for their support as always, and I look forward to seeing you on the next episode.